Anime Defenders Update 7 is actually kind of good, and I really like some of the stuff that was added in this update. Let's talk about it in today's video. By the way, at 35,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways, so if you want to be part of this giveaway, all you have to do right now is to like and subscribe. At 35,000 subscribers, we are going to do massive giveaways, both on Anime Defenders and on Anime Vanguards as well. If you want to know how to join, well, all you have to do is like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, turn on the notification bell, and then join our Discord. This is my way of saying thank you to you guys for subscribing and supporting my channel. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you also for showing the support. And yeah, 35,000 subscribers, here we go. Alright, so talking about the new stuff that actually got added, finally, a very long requested thing was new raid secret, and they actually did add a raid secret in this update. They finally added a new raid secret called Dracula. So I think you guys probably know who this is already, Dracula, this unit right here. Pretty awesome unit, right? So it's actually pretty easy to get in raids. It's not insanely hard to get, but he's also not insanely easy to get. That's something that I really want to mention. He's not easy to get, but he's not insanely hard to get, right? And this is the long-awaited raid unit, and eventually it did happen, and it's not very insanely hard to get since you can get him. He does have a pity. Eventually, you can buy him here in the raid shop for 5,000 shards, I think. So it's called raid shards. So I think I already have 1,080, and you can genuinely get it pretty easily if you have the right materials and if you have the right equipment. And then also they did add new currencies such as the traits, the new trait that they have right here, which is going to be this one right here. This is actually pretty hard to get, but you can actually get them relatively easily using the special banner. There's a 1.5% chance of this dropping, so you can actually get it relatively easy here. Not relatively easy, but you can get it here, right? And on top of that, you can also get the stars here as well. So it's no longer going to be that hard to get the stars because they can actually drop in this banner now. So you can easily get, for example, the stars that you need. You can even get wave jumpers here, and yeah, all the stars that you really need. So that's actually very cool. I really like that addition. Now that you don't, now with this, you don't really need to be farming a ton of challenges anymore because you can easily just use these, right? And then Hall of Mirrors, which is a game mode that a lot of people are saying has been useless for such a long time, is now actually thankfully useful once again because they have a 550 drop for Ancient Relic, and they also now drop Spirit Orbs, which is actually insane. Dropping Spirit Orbs is actually kind of crazy because Spirit Orbs will now be super easy to get with Hall of Mirrors. And then also, in Tower of Eternity, you can also get Ancient Gems, I believe, in Tower of Eternity. So after certain floors in Tower of Eternity, you will get a lot of Ancient Gems. So you can farm the Tower of Eternity to get Ancient Gems, which is actually very cool. And again, overall, these game modes like Tower of Eternity is now useful again. Raids is now useful again because again, there's the new raid secret. And then Hall of Mirrors is actually useful again. This is probably what most people are going to be farming because of how easy it is to get the Ancient Relic here. So that's actually very cool. And then also on top of that, you also got portals. For example, the Golden Knight Portal Mythic right here. If I want to use it, I can actually get one Divine Trait Crystal from the portal, which is actually a guaranteed Divine Trait, which again is very huge W for the game, right? So most of the game modes right now in the game are actually very useful, very valid, and almost none of these gameplays or game modes are useless. All of them have their own uses. So what about the alt farming situation and the economy? Well, they're still pretty bad, right? Like, let's be honest here, the alt farming, black market, economy, still pretty bad. But the good news is most of the units like Dracula, Divine Tyrant, and even Stage Diva are actually untradeable. So you can trade for the new units that got added, but this one right here, Spectral Warden, is actually tradable. So he's actually the only tradable unit in the game, or that's added in this update right now. So you can't trade for these new units currently, right? So Divine Tyrant is gonna be tradable after a while, I believe is gonna be tradable. So that's actually pretty cool. After a while, he's gonna be tradable. I think after about a month, he's gonna be tradable. But right now, you can't alt farm it. And even if, you know, he becomes tradable, right? Even if Divine Tyrant becomes tradable, he's actually super rare to get. Like, you really need a lot of ancient gems to get him because he's super rare. And again, the ancient gems aren't even tradable. So the ancient gems aren't tradable, which means he's probably going to be super expensive. So it's not going to break the economy. So overall, this update is actually quite literally almost impossible to alt farm, except for this Warden right here. He's the only unit that you can actually alt farm for, but almost every other unit in this update cannot be alt farmed because they are untradeable. So you can't just go out there, get your alts, and then hop on and try and get these units on your alts, because you can't do that. They also are not tradable, so you can't just go trade for them, which means you actually have to play the game in order to get these units, which is actually a very great thing for anime defenders, because again, one of the biggest problem for anime defenders that we have back then. So again, very huge W for anime defenders, and again, after about 2 more weeks, they're gonna update one more time, which is actually such an amazing thing. Like again, even though anime defenders clearly isn't a perfect game, I really like the fact that they're very open with their community, and updates don't really take that long. The only reason that this update actually got delayed is because they got hit by back-to-back hurricanes. So I think it's actually understandable, okay? If the owners of the game got hit by back-to-back hurricanes, I think it's pretty valid, okay? I think it's genuinely pretty valid if they got hit by back-to-back hurricanes that are actually incredibly bad, right? The hurricane situation was bad. Our team had some struggles finding hotels, but things should be back on track soon. Sorry again for the delay. Thank you to Wise. So again, these updates aren't supposed to take this long. They only take this long because of unfortunate circumstances. So you can expect that next update, we're actually going to get something pretty insane. Next update, we're also going to have some mounts. I can't show it because I'm bugging right now currently. But mounts are going to be a thing in the next update or future updates. I don't know which update it's going to be, but it's going to be a thing eventually. And on top of that, there's also going to be a bunch of new changes eventually that's going to get added, like tournaments, elements, unit progression features, UI rehauls. A lot of these stuff are going to get added to anime defenders. So this is why I said anime defenders is actually kind of good now, right? They're actually listening to the community, and they're actually trying to make stuff that you can't alt farm anymore. Like, you can't really say that this update was alt defenders because nothing is alt farmable in this update. You cannot alt farm basically 80% of this update. You can only alt farm like 1 unit, and that's about it, right? So again, things are looking good for anime defenders. I know that a lot of people didn't like this update because it's kind of hard. A lot of people actually prefer having updates that are super easy because they can just go trade for it. But again, that's not good for the game, right? This update right here is what's good for the game because, you know, this is an update that people actually have to play and can't just trade for. So this is actually, in my opinion, a pretty good direction for anime defenders. And hopefully future updates are going to be just like this one, right? Hopefully trading is still going to be a thing, but hopefully that doesn't become a main thing or a main viable thing for getting units in future updates. Like, hopefully for future updates, the game encourages people to play instead of encouraging people to trade, right? Because hopefully in the future, less and less units are going to become tradable, and this encourages people to play more and more instead of, you know, going out there and trading. Because again, this isn't trading defenders, it's anime defenders, right? It's obviously still gonna have its problems, but all games have problems, and I think honestly anime defenders is in a path to maybe seeing its peak days, right? Anyways, that's gonna be it. I know I kind of glazed anime defenders quite a bit, but I just like this update a lot. That's gonna be it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.